Hello, today we're going to be doing tutorial number 4 in chapter 2 of the CADArtifex Fusion 360 book. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be drawing a sketch based on this shape. So we're going to be using some of the similar tools that we did in the last tutorial, maybe a few new ones as well. So let's give it a go. So in Fusion, I'm going to save this file as chapter 2 TU4 and hit save and then get started. So I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to put it on this front face. And by the way, about the faces, I might have mentioned this before, but if I didn't already, I'm just trying to match their model. But when you are designing parts to be machined or done on different types of machines, you might want a different orientation. Might make sense. When you are in the machining tab, you can redefine some of those planes, but it's kind of nice to just have the file created kind of in the most natural way, or in the way it's going to be machined, one or the other, whichever like seems better to you. But we'll just follow along with their orientations. So I'll do it on the front and we'll get started. So sorry, let me pull it up on the other screen a little bigger so I can see. All right, so we have a few different center points, right? We have the pluses that mark the center points. And so I'll just do the circle at the top as kind of my starting point, and I'll center that on the origin. So I'll hit C for circle. Actually, that's not a real thing. I'll click on the circle tool up here and then type 40, and I have my first one, and it is a diameter 40. Remember, this is the diameter as a line all the way across. That's the diameter symbol. So we'll do that. Okay, and then now I could do, there's a few different ways I can do this next one. So it's a slot, and it is a center point arc slot is probably the easiest way to do this. So I'll start at the center point and start out here. The radius is 10, but that's the radius of the circle there. The radius of the overall slot is 40. So that is going to be there. And then I'm going to come around like this, and it looks like it's 180 degrees. So I'll click there, and then I can adjust this. So that is where the 10 millimeter radius comes in. So that didn't actually lock in the 10 millimeter radius though. So I'm going to click that on one of these circles, and that actually did that a little better now. So notice I can still move this around. So I need to define these 3 points as all horizontal with each other. And then that locks that as black and fully defined. So we have a radius 10, our radius here of this line 40. I'm just putting them similar to where they are in the picture. And then I am going to work on the arc that goes around the outside here. So that's going to be a center point arc. So I can go in the create drop-down menu and find center point arc here. Also, another pro tip is if you hit the S key and it comes up with this little shortcut box, and you can start typing the thing that you want to do. So I could do center point arc. Actually, right here, I can find it. Center point arc, okay? That may or may not be easier than this. But when you find something, you could also find that thing on your toolbar here, and then you can pin it to your shortcuts. And then if it's a tool that you find yourself using a lot, you can hit the S hotkey, and then suddenly it just appears right here in your shortcuts. So that's a cool pro tip if you want to be kind of fast at finding those tools. So I'm going to create a center point arc. I'm going to go from one side up and around to 180. And then I'm going to hit D for dimension and make that my radius of 70. And these points also need fixed to being horizontal with the center. And then hit the line tool, come down 120, click over some amount. Doesn't say because I was doing it the other way from what they told me. Here I could do the center point arc, or I could do, if I do center point arc, notice how it wants to show this little like dotted blue line here. That's great. I can do that and come up and around. I could also do it with the 3-point arc tool. So that's handy. Okay, so now I know that that radius, D for dimension, that radius is 30. Now L for line, I have a section here that's 40 long. And then it's a little bit hard to tell from just the drawing, so the 3D view is nice, but it comes up 20. No, it comes up 10 here. Sometimes you have to look at these drawings really carefully because they get a little bit confusing sometimes. And 30, and then this line goes up. Well, it's 20, but it's not 20 from right here. It's 20 total from back here. So I'll just do a line a little ways, come back. This one's 10. And then join that there. Select this line. It needs to be vertical. And then I'll add in my dimension. And I can do it from this line to this line. That's the 20 that we're looking for. So check that we got all our dimensions. We got the 40, 30, 10. This is 10. This is 20. This is 100. Let's put that in. And then now this is kind of weird, right? You know, I can end up with that. You know, I made it in line where the center point was in line with that line, but it didn't lock it in. So I need to select it and make it horizontal with this point. And then that locks that in. So now we have everything fully constrained. Just kind of play with our dimension lines to kind of make them a little bit easier to see. Just kind of line them up with the way the drawing was, and that should be that. So when I click Finish Sketch, I see that. I could extrude that, just that part, again, just as a check to make sure everything looks right, and it does. So I'm not actually going to save that because this is the only part we're turning in. So I will hit save and export if you are uploading it to Google Classroom. And that's it.